Godzilla King of the Monsters. Now, where to begin with this movie? This film has been a pretty sad tale. It was one of the hypest Godzilla movies in 2019 due to it bringing back beloved titans on the big screen. Sadly, when it did release, it flopped at the box office due to negative reviews and also competition from other 2019 flicks at the time. Does this mean anything to me? Nope. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, is my second favourite MonsterVerse film in the series. And here's a review on why, in my opinion, this film is an overlooked gem. Before we start, don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoy it, and subscribe to my channel for more content. Thank you, and enjoy. To start with, the story was executed very well. I love the way the MonsterVerse continues this way and opens to a more expanded universe, rather than just ending it on Godzilla 2014. We knew that the world called Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Savior of our city, which was great teasing on what this film would be about. We learn more about the ancient past of Godzilla and Ghidorah's rivalry, and also get to see how Titans affect the change of the planet in many different ways. There are also some pretty likable characters in this movie, even if people may disagree with me on this. I actually think they can be pretty funny at times, or have smart chemistry with each other. Zirasawa is also just as likable as ever here, as I also love how he's the one to sacrifice himself to save Godzilla with a massive bomb that powers him up full of radiation. He says the words, "Goodbye, old friend," before the bomb detonates, showing his history studying Godzilla, and also proving that interactions with humans and titans do indeed exist, and can be pretty impactful in terms of what they do. I also really like the voice acting as well, with Ken Watanabe being awesome still. Sally Hawkins as Dr. Graham was also great again, and even Millie Bobby Brown is also tolerable. And that's not all. The action was awesome. Too bad it's quite dark for the most part, but that doesn't really matter because the Titans are usually seen glowing at times, so it's a win. All of the fights with Godzilla against King Ghidorah was epic. It's like Godzilla was destined to put an end to Ghidorah once and for all after years. It kind of leaves you just wanting more. And in fact, there is. When Mothra and Rodan also collide into the action, it makes the scenery more intense. The good, Godzilla and Mothra, against the bad, Ghidorah and Rodan. Eventually, however, the tides turn as Mothra's energy flows into Godzilla and becomes his thermonuclear form due to Serizawa's nuclear bomb. With Mothra's energy in him, Godzilla successfully defeats Ghidorah, while also safely detonating without killing himself in the process. Here's something else that makes the film epic. Bombastic music score by the legendary Bear McCreary. His rendition of Godzilla, which is the best offender, Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah's theme is fantastic and perfectly describes each Titan and their unique attributes. But that's not all. There's other amazing music to listen here, like Mothra's song, Rebirth, Goodbye Old Friend, Battle in Boston, and King of the Monsters. Both loud and beautiful at the same time. In my opinion, no MonsterVerse music score will ever come close to this one. It's composed perfectly and has awesome tribute to Akira Ifukube. The visual effects are also pleasing and fresh to look at, with many colours like blue, red, orange, green, and yellow, showing each side of the four kaiju, Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah, respectively. The backgrounds are also a great shout out due to how colourful they look. In my opinion, it makes the MonsterVerse feel more livelier, and does give that living in a world full of titans type of vibe. It just works wonders here. The tone is also great still from the 2014 film, as it's still well executed, and there's also a good amount of suspense and dread. Also, absolutely incredible CGI, with the redesigns of the Titans being very well made and fit very well in the MonsterVerse. Godzilla now has portraits of his classic dorsal plates due to his original ones being destroyed by Moto Prime in 2015, so he instead grew in some new ones. Mothra's design being very gorgeous and has great resemblance of Godzilla's eyes on her wings, showing their symbolism beautifully. Rodan is more portrayed as a realistic fire demon, and I love it. And Ghidorah's design was always great. He just needed to be in the MonsterVerse. That's it. Ghidorah in any universe has a fantastic design. Something else I liked about this film is that there's even emotion as well. Serizawa's sacrifice to power up Godzilla, Mothra giving her energy to Godzilla to further boost him up, and Emma Russell distracting Ghidorah using the Orca so he would focus on her rather than Godzilla. I just like when a movie has some emotion here and there, as it gives great feels watching a movie. Lastly, this film was overall a love letter for long-time Godzilla fans. You can tell that this was made by people who adored Godzilla. It felt more like an updated classic Godzilla movie, with some surprises of its own, showing what made the franchise great, whilst also giving plenty of points for new fans. The only complaint I have about this movie is Emma Russell being an unlikable character, who's always doing bad things. She was responsible for endangering her daughter, Madison, and also caused many deaths across the globe after awakening Ghidorah. It's nice she gets redemption at the end, but still, this character is the only bad thing about this film. That doesn't hurt my love for this movie, however. Overall, my final opinions on Godzilla King of the Monsters is that it's another one of my favourites. It's my second favourite MonsterVerse film, and also a top 10 favourite Godzilla movie. It has everything you could want for a Godzilla movie. It's not as goofy as the recent MonsterVerse films. It maintains the tone of its predecessor, the characters are still likable, the action is more exciting, and the visual effects are more appealing. This was my first experience in theaters back in 2019, which is why it will always have a special place in my heart. Ever since, I have loved watching movies in cinemas since. This is a fantastic movie that should not be missed. What is your opinion on Godzilla King of the Monsters? Did you agree with everything I said about it? Does it deliver? And how does it impact the franchise whole for you? Let me know in the comment section below, and also don't forget to leave a like on this video, and subscribe to my channel if you're new to see more on my channel. Thanks for watching. Exciting, action-packed, and visually affecting. Godzilla, King of the Monsters, expands the existing Monsterverse, whilst also adding excitement for many fans of the Big G.